What is up, guys? Densum Games here, coming back to you for part 8 of the Final Fantasy ff7 playthrough. Let's get going. Right, we've finally hit that world map. It's been just over 4 hours running around in Midgar, and we are finally here. I just need to make a few little checks, as we've got a new party. Remove red stuff. We need to make sure we've got an enemy skill equipped, because that is what we are now going to start doing. Getting things like that. Alright, and that is in this very first area. Remember that little sneaky runaway? That will stop them from doing double damage to you. Don't think they have anything to steal. I'll just go ahead and use them up. We're not going to be fighting anything too stressful just yet. Although now would be a good time to grind if you do want to have a go at the Midgar Zolom, or Zulum, however you want to say it. Your voice says Zolom. Basically it's an important battle. Like I said, if you want enemy skills, he has your strongest move for a little while, to be honest, if you learn that. But it is tricky, especially because we didn't get the elemental materia from the Shinra building. We'll have to wait to get the next one. It does crop up a few times in this game, so we'll do that. But yeah, it would have been handy to help you survive that, but there's other ways of doing it. Like with anything in this game, really, there's not really much missable things. Most stuff you can either pick up later or do in another way. Just like the Zolom, really, you don't even have to fight it. And you don't even need a chocobo to cross the water. You can actually do it. You can do it genuinely and through using some sort of glitch type maneuver. But yeah, for the most part I usually just get chocobo. It's not very difficult. Be good practice for later on, because we'll be doing a lot of chocobo catching during the game. Because you're not going to be beating much of them bosses at the end if you don't have Knights of the Round, unfortunately. Hopefully these guys will show up in a minute. I'm pretty sure I'm in the right place. Just a little rarer than the other ones, I think. I'll keep on top. We'll go back to this view. It's much better. Yeah, like I say, we're looking for the I think it's called a sweeper or something like that. He's like a big robot type guy. Yeah. Annoying. But yeah, like I was saying, the Zolom, if you actually want to beat it, it is possible. He only has about 4,000 HP, so he will definitely be the strongest thing we've faced so far. It would be impossible without some grinding. We'd need to be a good few levels higher. You can get away from him. He won't do the beta until a certain point. You'll kind of know it's coming. It's good to just wait until he's flicked off one of your players. He'll basically tail flick 1 or 2 people. I think you can do it twice. I don't think you can do it to everyone. Actually, you might be able to. But yeah, basically, if he flicks one of your players away, when he does kill everybody, you won't get a game over. So you won't have to restart the file. And if one of the people left has your enemy skill, he'll obviously learn it. And then you'll just respawn outside the swamp. Which is, yeah, that's ideal really, because you don't die and then you get a very powerful spell. Relatively cheap MP for the damage anyway. Obviously you'll outgrow it. It's not one of them. Oh, there they go. Here they are. It's not one of them kind of guys that like enemy skills. They do obviously they'll increase a little bit as your magic and stuff, like as you sort of go up, but not much, if we're honest. Yeah. You need to be attacking Barrett. But like I said, you'll get a lot of enemy skills. Here we go, and they're very strong. Oh, idiot. They're usually the most powerful thing you can get, like when you first get them, if you get them when you can first. You know, when you're actually available to get them. Also, I believe there's a trophy for all of the enemy skills, or that might be the PC version. I can't remember, I actually got the pack on it quite a while ago. There we go, enemy skill. Matra magic. Thank you very much. 8 HP. Let's see what it's capable of. Bear in mind, Barrett's not the best mage. There you go. Immediately the strongest thing. One of the most helpful things as well, because it obviously attacks everybody. So you don't need any all materia. Nothing like that. Oh shit, what the fuck did I just press? No encounters. Yeah, with the PS4 version you get all these little perks you can do, like triple speed and stuff like that, but like I said, I'll leave it vanilla for everyone. Might as well just keep going with this. Like I said, because your level 2 limit break gets unlocked through kills, equipping this onto somebody now is the best thing you can possibly do. There's a little bit down the road, outside the Chocobo place, there's places, battles you can get into with quite a few enemies. You might have 4 or 5 enemies. If you keep doing that, you'll unlock a second one in no time. So yeah, we have that. Off to Kalm, I suppose. Mandatory piece of the game really here. I'm not going to get straight into that story. I'll explore, show you some things. There's a couple of weird locked things in these houses. Quite a lot of secret items. Shut up. I don't think any of that matters. Yeah, things like this are just locked. Like I said, you'll get the odd item out of drawers and stuff like that. But we can get a few pieces of materia from here that you wouldn't usually get. I'm pretty sure this guy questions you. Might have him somewhere else. Someone does. You take an ether and it's a bad one. I'll have a quick explore just to show everybody here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Barrett's in there. So every time you come to a place, just have a good little walk around. You don't, I mean, it's not always essential, but you can get some pretty good stuff. You come back to Kalm as well a few times. Over the course of the entire game. But that's what we're really looking for. The shops. We love the shops. And we're gonna need some money. See, this is why we do the ether thing. Have you seen me using ether yet? Actually, I have used one. Brilliant. Now we can get some of these, because this is all we need for the most part for the rest of the game. Probably shouldn't have spent quite so much money on it, but there's a few good bits of material you can get in here which are new, but definitely want to get a few more things here. See, look, even still, she's way above. Definitely worth getting that striking staff, guys. Definitely. So that'll get her that. We like Tifa. We'll use her more here and there. So I've only got the party like this temporarily. I actually never really bother with that, but you will do. Again, if you want the trophy. All materials. Something in here. I believe, I'm not sure if we may have missed one of the Turtles Paradise posters anyway. Some of those are missable, but it's not really the end of the world. It's for when you go to Yuffie's place later, Wutayu or Wutai. Again, however you want to say it. Unless you've played some of the later ones, you wouldn't have, some of the later games like Crisis Core and stuff, you don't really get to hear anyone say anything. Yeah, I'm late. Unfortunately, this is just nothing but fucking waffle for quite a while. So I wouldn't blame you if you skipped a little while. Or I can, you can kind of just listen to me loosely explain it while I'm skipping it all, rather than having to read it all. Again, it's just more of Cloud being like, rare, rare, rare. I'm this magical guy. But he's all totally wrong, he doesn't really know what he's talking about, to be honest. Kind of living a fantasy, seeing reality, that's his buddy Zack. Sorry if that's a spoiler, I'll have to write that. The guy he's talking to there is actually Cloud. Actually, it might be, yeah, no, it might be the guy at the back. Cloud's basically one of those Shinra soldiers. Just a weak Shinra soldier who never actually really made it. It's all a bit confusing. It's kind of like a weird weird thing that happens to him later on, which gives him like the Mako poisoning, like the not the poisoning, but the eyes, which everyone keeps mentioning. Like I said, he never actually made it to first class. Not really, anyway. But yeah, introduction to Sephiroth. He's at the time like more or less a celebrity level soldier who's just so unbelievably powerful that no one dares ever contest him, if you know what I mean. He's just the guy. He's like, you know, incredible strength even at this stage, as we're now going to see. Obviously it's not much when you get to the end of the game, but for this point it's pretty good. Good one, Cloud. Weakened him for him. The only thing that amazes me about that whole animation there is how he actually puts the sword back in the sheath. It's like blatantly way too long, but there you go. We're not here to pick holes in it. It's my favourite game. Just pretend it's flawless. And here we are at the hometown, well, of Cloud and Tifa. Again, somewhere we're going to travel to in the future. Just talk to him. Oh yeah, you have to do that, don't you? Come on, let's go. Yep, the crazy, weird-looking bitch in the tank is supposedly Sephiroth's mother. That's what Sephiroth thinks, for the most part. That's why he thinks he's oh, we'll get into that. I don't need to explain the entire story of Final Fantasy 7 right now. It will just spoil it. We'll get to all of those bits. But yeah, for the most part now, this is the delusion he's living in. We'll just play along with it. Yeah, you fucking know I'm then some. Sup? I'll try and get this over with as quickly as possible. Obviously, if it is your first time playing it, just read it. Your own one, obviously. Because the best thing about this game really is the storyline, so I just can't imagine it's many people's first time playing it. unless you're young and you've just bought a PS1 Classic or something like that. In which case, congratulations, play this game first, and you'll be fine. There's a young Tifa. That is the Shinra mansion in the background. They own that as well, just because it's close to one of these reactors. See, other than the ones in Midgar, they have little reactors sort of dotted about. Which I'd like to think were just later investments. That's all a bit weird, really. A lot of the story doesn't really make a lot of sense while it's going along. It's only after you've played it and completed it all, and then you've done it again a few times, and you've found all the weird bits of lore that a lot of people miss. Like just a few short videos can kind of change everything. And you find them in really strange places as well. You learn a lot about Sephiroth. Yeah. Which I imagine is why the remake probably not helping matters there either. Trying to actually tie all the story together and make it real this time, make it actually work better. Because as most people know, this was a very rushed game. Just in well, it wasn't. It took quite a long time, but it was rushed in the sense that it was first originally supposed to come out on the Super Nintendo, but then PlayStation was about to come out, so it basically got swapped over and got developed for that instead, which was a very wise move. It was a bit of luck, really. I mean, you never know, it could have been good on the Super Nintendo too, but it wouldn't have been anywhere near this good. Personally, this game changed it. This game changed the bar, if you know what I mean. It set the bar. It changed all of the RPGs, like 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, okay, I'm not really a fan of 8. They kind of messed that up a little bit there. I know it's obviously good to evolve and to adapt with your games and with your fans, etc. But in my opinion, the materia system is the best one they've ever done. All the way up to where it is now at 15, and it's progressively just getting worse and worse and worse the more they try and evolve, the more they keep messing it up. Don't hate me for saying it, but I do actually quite like Final Fantasy 13. It grew on me. Didn't like it at all to begin with when it first came out. Sort of played it for a couple of hours and then just threw it away and never played it again for ages. But then the other year I got into just playing old RPGs and stuff again, and I just give it another go, and I actually really liked it. I won a trophy off the platinum for that. I can't be bothered to do the whole thing all over again just to get a bracelet or whatever it was. But yeah, not a bad game. I think 10 and 7 are probably my two favourites. Final Fantasy 10 is awesome. Absolute legendary game as well. I'll probably be doing a Let's Play cover of that at some point. Maybe not straight after this. But then again, I don't know. You'll have to let me know what people think, or if, well, you never know, something might come out. Obviously, whatever's happening when ff7 remake comes out, I'll literally drop everything, quit my job and do that. That's all I want to play. I can't let anything as bad as having to go to work for the day get in the way of playing Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I suppose there's a chance they do completely balls it up. Let's not think negatively like that, please. If you're watching this, send a prayer for the remake. I don't think your fans would be able to forgive you, Square Enix. That would be it. Boycott them. Right. Yeah, that's Cloud. That's quite helpful for this bit of waffle, I suppose. And here we're this is where Sephiroth's basically going to learn and what he thinks is the truth about him. Starts freaking out, and ultimately is what sends him mad, or makes him very aggressive anyway. No, he didn't actually. You were just there, why didn't you close the valve? But yeah, here we go. People, these pods basically are people being grown or infused with Mako energy, should I say, to pretty much turn them into something crazy, a lot more powerful. Now they go on talking about this is how soldiers are born from first class and stuff like that, and that's how they're made, but I mean they clearly don't fucking look like anything like that. Looks like a tree man. But maybe that was just the best they could do in 1996. 7. But yeah, this is where Sephiroth's all wrong. Like he's mixed up. Like the entire game, everything that unfolds really is all based on people being misinformed. So they've got the wrong end of the stick, like at every possible angle, and all of this shit kicks off. But there you go. That's life. You are different in some way. You're ridiculously strong. And have long grey hair as a young man, so that's quite strange. Like I say, that's the only annoying part about this. That's why I just skip it all. I mean, obviously you read it all the first time you play it, but when you go through this much nonsense, then it's just quite annoying when you find out that none of it's true anyway. It's just a massive waste of time. But anyway, otherwise this is going to probably drag on again this episode, and after episode 2 or whatever it was, I'm going to try not to do that. So I'll leave it here, and I'll see you again in the next part. I've been Densum Games. I'll see you later.